I saw this person in the live. That person is weird. Someone was impersonating me in someone's live stream. And I was like, bro, because first of all, they were like, I have 2 boyfriends and I want another one. They were being rude to people. And I'm like, first of all, if you're going to be rude to people, don't use my profile picture. And I didn't say anything because I already know the craziness that would have happened if I would have said something to them in the live. And then, Kiara, how do you say her name? Yeah, you don't respond to me and tell me what I did or didn't see in the live stream. Like, I'm so tired of people coming on this app lying on people and then trying to tell me what I saw. Simone Biles told you to pipe down and you're still on the internet. If I was you, right? If I was anybody and a celebrity told me to shut up, I'd get off the internet and shut up. Because Simone Biles told you to shut up and you still haven't shut up. That's the crazy thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was the one that got in Simone Biles' relationship, trying to, like, talk about Simone Biles' relationship, and Simone Biles told her to shut up. And she's on the app lying about someone saying that the live stream, there was people in there threatening her, and I commented because I said, nobody threatened you. I was in the live stream. I was watching, and then she responded to me saying, I understand. They were saying she gets what she deserves. Beige rage. Calm down, girl. Nobody threatened you. You literally talked about someone's kids, and then you expect people to not treat you the way you responded. You don't talk about people's kids and then try to, like, tell people, like, hey, oh, they can't do nothing to me. If you talk about someone's kids, it is out of somebody's control how they respond to you. Don't talk about people's kids, and you won't, get whatever you get. Pray for California. Yes, it is so sad. There is a whole predominantly black city that, it's predominantly black people that live in the city that, there's a fire and it burned down their houses, and it's mostly, middle-class working people that live there, that the whole city has burned down and nobody has talked about it, and it's actually happening in California too. And I was like, bro, I understand, like, both fires are bad. Both need to get equal coverage, because how come one is getting more coverage over the other? That is so crazy to me. Like, both are bad, but I feel like they both need to get equal coverage. You know what I'm saying? It does matter, because you know what's funny? Is the guy that made the video, obviously he was black, and I'm on black TikTok because I'm black, but he was talking about how predominantly black people live there. And when you say it's not about race, then how come we're not talking about that city in California burning down? But we're talking about celebrities, which I'm not trying to say celebrities don't have a right to grieve, because it is sad when you lose your memories, but versus a predominantly black city, or where predominantly black people live that work, they're middle class, they work, that lost their houses, and no one's talking about it. And everyone's talking about rich people losing their houses. Do you see the issue there? Because they should both get coverage, not just one over the other. It probably does have everything to do with race, but it's the issue of they both need coverage, because it's not right. Because those people could receive so much help, but nobody knows that they're dealing with a literal fire in the midst of another fire. There's like several fires going on in California, and it's crazy. Mind you, the thing that is more crazier than that is that there's an old white man and an old white woman that owns 60% of California's water privately. While California is burning down, they own 60% of California's water. That's crazy. You mean to tell me? I can't. And not only that, Gavin Newsom has done nothing for the people of California, even though, like, you know, like, we do have to call out the problematics on both sides, right? And how the LA governor took a trip while her city's burning down. That makes no sense to me, how you flee and leave the country while your city's burning down. You guys you misappropriated funds. It went to something it wasn't supposed to go to. The fire hydrants were tapped out of water, meaning they had no water. So firefighters could not hook up to a fire hydrant and douse the fire because there's no water in them. Wow, what an excellent job. What a great way of handling your city. And it's burning to the ground while nobody could do anything about it because there's lack of water to help like douse anything burning down. This is so insane, because I heard this from someone in a live that lives in California that was talking about how the water is tapped out of fire hydrants, and how I saw, because a video came on my For You page, how the funds were misappropriated. It was given somewhere else. They don't even have the funds to, like, they don't even have the means to fight these fires, because when you have no water, what are you going to do? All they got to do is wait for those planes to come that, like, drop the, whatever it is, I don't know if it's water or to douse the fire. Like, that is so crazy. And then they're asking the LA governor, or whoever she is, they were asking her questions about what she, like, is she going to explain to the people? Is she going to give an explanation? Is she going to speak saying, like, hey, are you going to tell these people why you took a trip? Well, she was silent. The whole time they were asking her questions, she just stared blankly. I'm like, you can't give your people answers as to why their houses are burning down and why firefighters can't access water through fire hydrants because you didn't think to... Bro, I can only imagine. I would be pissed off. And on top of that, there is someone whose family's policy got canceled right in the midst of their house burning down. Their house is burning down, and the insurance is like, yeah, we're going to cancel your policy. And that someone said in California, insurance does not cover a burning house because there's so much fires in California that the insurance, it wouldn't even work anyways. That they will not, that there's nothing the insurance policy can do because there's so many fires in California that the insurance policy for house fires is void or something like that. I don't know how to really explain it. That is so crazy to me because you saw the whole situation with Luigi, right? And here these big companies are, right? And this is the thing that pisses me off is like, because, you know, New Mexico is one of those states where we're prone to get a lot of fires. Like, we get fires a lot, just like California. And it's scary to think, like, what if I get an insurance policy and they're like, oh, we can't cover house fires because there's too many fires in New Mexico. Like, if your house burns down, oh, well, we took your money, though. Ha, ha, ha. Like, I can't even imagine. I would be livid. What's the point of even paying for an insurance policy if you're just going to take these people's money and then tell them, tough luck, you're on your own when their house is burning down? I cannot. Like, these insurance companies, it's a fraud. Insurance is a scam. Health insurance is a scam. Homeowners insurance is a scam. Car insurance is a scam. What the hell are we paying car insurance for? If every time someone gets in an accident, your rates go up. That makes no sense. So if somebody else gets into an accident under your insurance policy, everybody's insurance policy goes up. This is dumb. I do pay insurance because I paid car insurance for my brother's car. So yes, I do pay insurance. Hello. And let me tell you something, this insurance is pretty cheap because this is the one that he goes with. But it's so stupid because why are we paying car insurance for? Yeah, we get in an accident and then the insurance policy covers things, but I feel like it's a scam. Like, I feel like insurance in general is a scam. Homeowners insurance, what good is it to pay insurance if they're going to tell you tough luck when your house is burning down? Especially like the couple in California who lost their house to the fire and the insurance couldn't even cover them and canceled them. Like, this is so devastating. Like, if that's the case, someone said that the insurance should pay that couple their money back for all the insurance they paid. I'm like, they're exactly right. Because now, like, what are they going to do? Their house is burned down. They got no insurance and now they can't rebuild. That is insane. Hopefully somewhere they can start a GoFundMe and raise money to rebuild a house. But it's just like, where do you go from here? And not only that, the weird odd coincidence, which I literally forgot about this because I brushed it off, right? There was this man a while back, way before these fires started, like last year, I believe it was. He came across my For You page because people was talking about him, saying about how basically he said evacuate LA, like get out of LA. He didn't say why. He just told people leave LA, like get out while you can. I was like, okay, this is just like, maybe it's a weird video, whatever. You know, I didn't think anything too much of it. So then, now that these fires happened, someone mentioned that man and was like, where's the guy that told people to evacuate LA? And then I was like, what guy? And I went to look and I was like, oh, I had forgot. And I was like, bro, is that not weird? Is that not weird? This dude was telling. And I remember, I don't know if it was him that said in a specific video. I might be misremembering it or remembering another one, or maybe it didn't happen at all. But I do remember somebody saying that there was going to be a lot more fires in California to evacuate and get out before, like, the fires happen. I do remember someone saying that too. And I was just like, bro, this is just weird. Because there are weird coincidences where you just think, and this is not like conspiracy theories or anything, because obviously we know, based off of scientific evidence and the information we're given, global warming is only going to get worse because the ice glaciers, or where they have glaciers and ice, are melting. Like, this is not conspiracy theory type stuff, because scientists have proven that it's only going to get worse with global warming unless someone does something about it. Right? Because I don't want people to think that I'm just, what do you call it? Like, conspiracy theorying while people are losing their houses in California. Mind you, this is not a global warming thing because those fires were started man-made. I don't know if they caught whoever started the fires, but yeah, that's horrible. Imagine that. Like, people don't understand one spark, just a whole, like, people's whole livelihoods because one person wanted to start a fire. That's crazy. Like, but when it comes to like actual, like, well, pertaining to that, right? Because actually the natural disaster did spread because of the hurricane winds in California, because California got hurricane-like winds. That didn't help the man-made fire, because obviously once a spark blows onto a tree, it ignites. Like, I remember I was on live and I went crazy because there was this firework that flew, right? And it flew into the tree that was like right down the road. Next thing you know, it's engulfed in flames. And I'm freaking out because obviously when you see stuff like that, right? It's like, oh, if that catches fire, like one building catches fire and the next building, and then it could spread to us. Like, unless it's not contained correctly. Sometimes they may not be able to contain a fire. Sometimes it just spreads. Like, what? It spreads crazy. And so that's why I was like, And to see people having to go through that is sad, especially because there's people out here who are arsonists. And I feel so bad because it was started from a person. People lost their homes because somebody chose to start a fire. I'm self-absorbed? No, I'm not. Oh, actually, what I was going to say is I saw a comment where there's this video from a news channel going around where this 99-year-old man said that he still hasn't processed that when they were talking to him about his house burning down, and he said, I still haven't processed it. Because he said something about not crying, or he hasn't processed the extent of the damage. Like, it's not hitting him, his house burnt down. So basically someone in the comment section said, this is what I live for. This is LA, not the celebrities and influencers. Those celebrity and influencers are human beings too that lost their houses. Let's not say that celebrities don't have a right to be sad that they lost everything in a fire. You know what literally pisses me off and what literally bothers me is that people have the nerve to say like, oh well, they could just rebuild. It's memories they built in those houses. Just because celebrities are rich and got money doesn't mean that, oh, well, let's just go rebuild somewhere else and not have to be upset over their memories. Imagine losing everything. Like, some of these celebrities had like things they say from their childhood, because most of the time celebrities don't have to worry about losing their childhood things because they were born rich, so they can save everything and conserve everything. But for some of us, they can't, you know. And even then, how do you process if you lost something from your childhood? Like, it is so crazy to think that celebrities and influencers don't have a right to be devastated. They do. They're human beings, just like anybody else. To say, oh, well, they got money, they could rebuild. It's not just that simple. That's just heartless and hateful. Because even though celebrities got money, that doesn't mean that it means happiness, right? Let's be honest. It's not like, it's crazy in California. Worry about yourself. Well, I'm worrying about this money I'm getting paid next week. And I'm going shopping. I need to get me some new jeans because my jeans got ruined. I gotta throw them away. They're very bad. But, yeah. Going shopping for a house, I hope. Well, if I was going shopping for a house, I wouldn't tell you. But, yeah, I have to get some stuff. Important things. I should go to, what is it? TJ Maxx, Marshalls? Because I want to get one of those, I've been seeing these viral blankets, but I think it's way, like, outdated. Because one of the blankets I saw was when everyone was getting the Winnie the Pooh blankets. But I saw some really cute blankets, and I need a blanket anyways. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. It depends. I don't want to spend too much money because I have to get some things. I want to get me some new Crocs, and then I have to get some pants because I got 3 pairs of new pants right at the thrift store, which is where I might go, or I might go somewhere else. But the rest of my pants are just completely, one of my pants has like that, because I guess my brother had like oil or something. I don't know. It has stains on it, and I really have to just throw it away. So, yeah. I don't know what it was, but yeah. He's not a Trump supporter, though. And why are you saying I'm not reaching out to my dad because he's a Trump supporter? Where did I say that? The detective that literally called said he's going to try to get him help with his medication. There is nothing we can do right now because obviously the VA wants us to get him to go in. He's not going to admit himself into the hospital. So the detective said that they're going to try to figure out how to get him in there because we told him he won't go in there and get his medication. Where does he say he's a Trump supporter? My dad hates the government, period. It doesn't matter if it's Democrat, Republican. Anybody that has bipolar schizophrenia does not like the law in general, whether it be police or government. And clearly people knows that because of what he tweets on Twitter. That has nothing to do with me not contacting him. It's the fact that we are trying to get him help, but they said he has to go in, but then the detective said that they're going to try to figure out a way to get him in and get his medication. It is sub only. Who is Wendy's house? Are you talking about the influencer Wendy? How is that funny? That's not funny, someone's house burnt down. As a matter of fact, let me block that account. That's not funny at all. I don't find anything about someone's house burning down funny. Like, what? I don't know who Wendy is. They said, LOL, Wendy's house burnt down. It was a user that had my profile picture. Deadbeat mom. Well, Wendy's not a deadbeat mom. Let's be 100% honest. She has family that is willing to help her, right? And I feel like some people would never have family like that would be willing to watch her child. And maybe some people think that Wendy just dumps her child on her family all the time, but that's not the case. It's people who don't have family that are connected like that is like, hey, yeah, I'll watch her. And it seems like it's a lot. Like they watch her all the time, but no, it's because you don't have family that would even take your child for a second. And you don't like the fact that they're a close-knit family. And you are getting blocked. Anyways, back to this fake account. So there was this fake account on this live, and I already know it was gonna erupt. And they were it was a troll account that was being rude in his comment section, and it had a profile picture of me. I was gonna say something, but then I was like, nah, you know what? I was like, I'm not even going to, because then they'll start attacking me and then they'll tell everyone I'm in there. And then sometimes I don't even watch the live. Sometimes I'll be watching a live and it ends and then it goes into the live and I'll just stay and watch it. But it is the literal fact that you were saying like, oh, I have 2 boyfriends and I want a third, and you had a profile picture of me. Just be 100% honest. I hate when people go in there and start being rude in people's comment section. Mochi Mama is someone who talks about me, but who also impersonates me. Like, you know the people that have like a Ash Trevino, there's Ash Trevino impersonators? She impersonates me on lives and battles people. She was live earlier today with my picture in the background as a green screen. And no, it doesn't bother me. I really don't care if people impersonate me. I'm not gonna get mad about it. But yeah, she impersonates me. No, I wasn't watching. Someone told me she was live. And I was like, I really don't care. Am I gonna donate money to California? I don't have it. All my money has to go. I really wish I could, but I need to get a camera for for YouTube. But yeah. And I have to get some new jeans because some of my jeans got ruined. So I'm gonna have to throw them away. They're too bad beyond, like, well, it's not beyond repair. It's not like jeans that I could just be like, hey, they're not that bad, I could donate them. But no, they got stains and they're already like faded very, very badly. So, yeah. I might go to the thrift store or someplace like Ross. We'll see. Because I still need to get a body spray. But that's when I get paid. Thank you for subscribing. Bob House. I've heard of the Bob House, but I don't know much about it. You could send me new jeans? Huh. I thought I said thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you if I didn't say that when you subscribed. No. It's full of young influencers, right? So no. Cause yeah, I'm in the process of doing things. And you know what's funny is that Reddit loves speculating shit that's not true. Trying to say, like, haha, she got scammed out of a house on Facebook Marketplace. First of all, I will never look. If I had the money to, I will never look on Facebook Marketplace for a house. I literally know what realtor to go with. And a realtor is what I would go with if I was getting a house. So the fact that you're saying I got that haha, like, I'm looking for a house on Reddit. Where did I say it was, or on Facebook Marketplace? I'm not looking for a house on Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of scams, and actually, there's a lot of stuff that comes up that I'm not even looking for, like cars that are for sale. Obviously, I'm not looking for a car for sale or anything, but that pops up. Like, Barbie dolls. Maybe it was my past searches, but there has been a lot of houses that have come up that are like $900 rent, and it's a scam. Mind you, I will talk about those, which I was going to make a video on because it's very important for people that live in New Mexico, especially in my city, to know those are scams and to be well aware, because someone may think, oh, this person has a house, right? Because they probably got the photos from Zillow or someplace like that. And if someone really needs a place that bad and they see like, oh, look, a 3-bedroom house for $900, you know, when 3-bedroom houses are fairly expensive, like over $1,000, some people are going to be gullible enough to be like, hey, you know, if they're desperate and they see something is cheap, because some people will be nice enough to make cheaper rent. It depends, right? I don't know. Anyways, imagine just being like one of those people that's vulnerable. You're vulnerable because, you know, you're like, I really need a cheap place. This seems cheap. And you go thinking, you know, like it's a place, and, you know, you get scammed. Like, people need to be well aware of these scams on Facebook. The amount of scams I've seen is crazy, and I'm not even looking for a house or apartment, and it's just so crazy to see that these people are preying on people who are hoping to find something cheap and wanting to take their money. That is so crazy. You may not be vulnerable, right? You may not be vulnerable, but there's always someone who is going through a situation who's at their last straw, that if they really need a place, they'll think, oh, this place is cheap. Let me get this place. And it's not. The person doesn't really have a place. You don't know what someone's like in a situation where they're in dire need. They're in dire straits. So if they're in dire need, they're not going to thoroughly look through everything and it looks legit. So if it looks legit, why not? You know, but it's so sad because these people claiming to sell or rent these houses don't really own these houses. It's a scam. Some people could tell it's a scam right away. Some people can't because they're like, oh, you know, if you're going through something and you know you don't have time to thoroughly look over everything or process it, you may just jump on it and then they take your money and you get scammed. That's why it's better to let people know, hey, be well aware of these scams, you know. No, I cannot do a house tour because I'm not going to show people. Well, it depends on how the house is, right? If the house looks like every other house on the inside, which it might be, I might try to make it like a house that other people have done, like every other person has, that way no one could tell. But I don't know, we'll just have to see because I can't do a house tour because people will dox me. So, yeah, my mom is fine. Sometime this year, but I have other stuff that I'm working on. We have to get this document and we're waiting because we have to go to storage. I have to pay storage. And so I'm going to pay storage. And then, because we have to go get some stuff from storage. So, well, something from storage. So I have to see if that document is there. If not, I have to pay for it, but I'm not going to pay for the document unless, you know, why pay for it if we have it? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because she impersonates me and battles people. Like, and this is no hate towards impersonators, right? When it comes to Ash Trevino's, I've noticed all the T pages that talk about somebody, they all battle. I just noticed that because I was like, hey, wait a minute. All the T pages and people that talk about somebody literally battles. They battle. And I'm just like, what? Huh? Not only that, but there was an account that was live. And I think they were streaming Ashley because it said a streaming party. And it literally slid. It like, you know how like when it scrolls to the next video on the For You page, and I said I was blocked. Why did they block me? Like, what did I do? And it was literally like, I know it was a Ash Trevino live where they were streaming Ash Trevino because it said streaming party. And it literally just like whoop. Because I didn't even see what live it was, and I guess I was blocked because I scrolled back. And the live wasn't there unless they got taken down. But I just assumed I was blocked. I'm not battling anybody, guys. I don't battle. But yeah, prayers to everyone in California that are dealing with fires. That's just sad, you know. No, I don't battle. I know if I battle, I could make lots of money, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah. No, I can't donate because all my money's got to go somewhere. And besides, if I do donate, I wouldn't say I'm donating because if you're going to donate, just donate. You don't have to tell people you're going to donate. You know what I mean? Just do it. You know, so if I'm able to donate, I'm not going to say that, oh, I donated to California. Because why would I need to tell people? I love my supporters. Yeah, that's why a lot of celebrities donate to charities is so that it's a tax write-off. And I literally forgot about donating as a tax write-off. Well, duh, because at Goodwill, people will come and ask for a ticket because Goodwill gives you like a special ticket for donating. If you ask for it for a tax write-off, you just donate and then you say, hey, can I get the ticket for the tax write-off? And they give it to you. You could donate, thank you. You could donate to Goodwill and they write off your taxes. So, yeah, actually donating is a tax write-off, but I don't know if my dad didn't vote because I think he was in jail. I don't know if he was. My dad doesn't vote anyways. No, some celebrities you can tell, but some celebrities, yeah, they donate because it's a tax write-off. To be truthfully honest with you, everything, if you look up everything about Oprah Winfrey, like, yeah, everything I heard about Oprah Winfrey, even though she is a black successful woman, like the school she built in Africa has so many allegations, it's crazy. And very serious allegations. On top of that, someone said one time that she said on a show that she hates kids on one of her shows. Like on the Oprah Winfrey show, one time she said on one of her episodes she hates kids, which is really crazy considering the fact she built that school in, I believe it was Africa. Like, there's so much about her school that is so bad. Like, it's not even... And on top of that, like, a lot of celebrities donate because it's a tax write-off. Of course, some of them do it because they're really for the charity. Like, one person who I love his charitable work is Michael J. Fox and his, Parkinson's, his fight for Parkinson's, because you can really tell that man, like, it's sad to see him the way he is, because of his Parkinson's, but I am so, like, he is one of the people who I believe is really out here doing charitable work. Obviously, you can tell. There are some celebrities you can tell are not about the charitable work, My dad never votes, and let me tell you something. I can't force my dad to vote, and I'm mad that my dad doesn't vote. My family doesn't vote. That's just something that, well, my mom was gonna vote, but otherwise, and my brother's was gonna. I don't know if he voted. I know he said he was gonna vote, but I didn't even ask him, so I don't know. But my brother votes. My mom votes. The only person that doesn't vote is my dad because he hates the government and he has bipolar schizophrenia, which, I'm not excusing, but I'm just saying, for me personally, I can't get mad at him and tell him he needs to vote. Like, that's not going to make a difference, or whether or not he voted. I don't like it because it's not helping our situation. To him, when he's not on his medication, especially if he's on it, the government is, like, it's hard to explain to people just what someone with bipolar schizophrenia, how they view the government. Because to some people, they wouldn't understand it. But again, like, I don't agree because I'm like, but not voting doesn't help, right? Even if my family didn't go vote, if my other family members on my mom's side didn't vote, I would have an issue with that too. I have an issue with my own father not voting, but I don't know right now if he was able to, because if you're in jail, you can't vote. If you're arrested, obviously you can't vote. So, we're trying to get him help, and it's just like, my dad did lose Kamala the election. Well, actually, I can't say that, because if he was arrested, if he was in jail, because people said he got arrested. People was telling me that he got arrested in December, like people, or I think maybe before December, or I don't know, but I know in November, I think he was still in jail. So if that's the case, then I can't say he lost Kamala the election, because if you're in jail, you can't vote. So if that's the case, then he couldn't vote. My dad's not a felon. And even if my dad was a felon, then you sitting here saying that he lost Kamala the election is crazy, considering that felons can't vote. Oh, that's crazy. Mr. Petty, you're the least person to be talking about black men being felons. You're giving anti-black. Saying he shouldn't have been a felon, first of all, you know what's crazy is that people with bipolar, especially people with mental illnesses, have more run-ins with the police than anything. So he doesn't choose to have run-ins with the police. It's because of his mental illness, which he's not on his medication, and we're trying to get him help. So maybe, Mr. Petty, you're the least person that should be talking about black issues when you hate your own people. So I wouldn't even be talking. You're the last person I would like to hear about anything being like, well, maybe he shouldn't be a felon. You know what's funny is that they always want black men to be felons. You know what's crazy is that they arrest black little boys at the age of 12 because they want them to already have a record, so they could say, see, look, they have a record, and then target them for the rest of their life. Because let's be honest, black people do target black men and minorities in general. You could just be doing nothing and they target you. There was a man, and I watched this video, trigger warning, and it's so sad, that this lady pulled over to the side to go take him to get medical attention, and the cop, bam, 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 just started shooting at him. Just shot at him, and the man didn't even do anything. He said, he had a gun. And the lady said, he didn't have a gun. Well, oh my God, what did you do? And the cop looked and realized he didn't have a gun. He goes, I'm sorry. And sorry, no matter how many times you apologize. And the guy was like, oh my God, what did you do to me? Because this police blasted him because he thought he had a gun. And all it was a situation where this lady pulled off the side of the road to help get this guy to get medical attention, to take him to the hospital. And it was worse than that, because now this cop blasted him saying he had a gun, and then realized he didn't and apologized. When do we shoot first and ask questions later? That is so crazy. And considering the fact that you said maybe he shouldn't be a felon, you know what? Marcellus Williams didn't deserve to pass away, nor did he deserve to be put to death for a crime he did not commit. And everyone was pleading to release him, and he ended up being unalived for a crime he did not commit. And when you say maybe people shouldn't be felons, what about the autistic black man that noticed and found his neighbor was unalived, didn't know how to respond properly to the police? Mind you, he was trying to help, and then when the police confronted him, he got scared because he didn't know how to respond, and the police said that he did it because the way he was acting. And it wasn't even the way he was acting, it was because of his disability, and he had autism. That's why he was acting, because he couldn't respond to people or respond to the police in the best manner. So they accused him of doing this crime, and he sits in jail. What about the man that sat in jail for 30 years for a crime he didn't commit? What about the men, right? One of the men who had a scholarship, a full scholarship, to play football at college, and this girl accused this man of SA because she didn't want to call herself a SLUT, and didn't want to admit that she liked somebody, but she only did it because she was afraid. She didn't want him to think that she slept around on him, or I don't remember what it was. But all I know is she lied on the dude. He lost his scholarships. He lost everything. And then she admitted she lied. What about the other woman that admitted she lied on someone, another college basketball guy, college football actually, and then literally said, oh, I made it up. Or like the one that had a scholarship that was going to go play football in college, and he was a high schooler, and she ruined his whole career claiming that he did something to her, trigger warning, and then proceeded, they had to investigate, and they literally, what they did was they went undercover and got her to admit that she lied. They had to go undercover to get this girl to admit she lied. It is so crazy, because when you sit here and say, well, maybe you shouldn't be a felon, or maybe he shouldn't be a felon, you don't know black people that have been had to take, who literally have felony charges for things they didn't commit. And I wouldn't be sitting here saying, well, maybe you shouldn't be a felon, like as if the police don't target black men every single day. That's so crazy, right? But yet you of all people should know that because you're black. Or maybe, never mind, I'm not going there. We don't know. Because, okay, so one of the charges they said was armed with a deadly weapon. What weapon? Because I know people said anything could be a weapon, right? But we were not there to see, we're not there to see exactly what happened. Besides that video someone posted where they made a whole... Let me tell you something. That comment section is so nasty and disgusting. And imagine being the child of a parent, and they plaster your parent like that, and people are in the comment section having the audacity, the mitigated gall to say, I don't even understand how they allowed this man to have children. My dad was not always sick when he had us as babies. My dad needs help with medication. And imagine being his child having to sit there and read, having to be able to sit there and read these disgusting comments about how your father should not be allowed to have children. That's disgusting. And then the compilation was a video of him calling the cops a bitch because he's having a manic episode, and someone in the comment section said, clearly he is sick and you're using a mentally ill man to make money off of, which, mind you, that video is over 1 minute. They're making money off of it. And there's people in the comment section being so nasty to say, I don't understand how they allowed this man to have children. What goes through your minds when you comment stuff like that? Because when my father is well on his medication, he is not like that. And for you to talk about something you know nothing about, my father was okay before 1994. You guys seem to forget that my mom met him a year before I was born. And people are so stupid to say, your mom was already pregnant when she met him. No. My mom met him a year before I was born. It takes 9 months to make a child. Obviously, if I was born in 1994, what does that tell you? It takes 9 months to make a child. Someone tell people because they're lost, right? And it's so crazy to me that, he didn't even know what was wrong with him. My mom got him help. His mom didn't even want to believe that he was sick with bipolar. She always would tell my mom, oh, he's just faking it. Oh, that's because it stemmed from childhood trauma is the reason why he has what he has. He wasn't born with it. Like, some people are born with mental illnesses, and some people it stems from traumatic incidences. You could face trauma so badly that you could end up with bipolar. You never know your situation or outcome. And it just, it's hurtful to see those comments and be like, what goes through your mind when you read that comment is like, yeah, I'm going to post it. Like, what goes through your minds when you comment something like that? There's more people than you know, like influencers, you wouldn't even think had a mental illness, or content creators that you'll be like, what? They had bipolar? Like, some people seem so normal until they're not on their medication. And then, everybody's dealing with battles, right? Sorry. They're dealing with their own battles. They're fighting their own demons and battles. And for people to sit in the comment section and say that makes me think that your dad should have taught your mom how to swallow. Because some of you guys should have not been born to even leave comments like that. And then come at me, right? So if you want to say, well, how I don't understand how they allowed him to have children. I don't understand how your dad did not allow your mom to swallow, because clearly if she would have swallowed, you wouldn't have been here. So obviously he didn't let her swallow. So maybe some of you guys in the comment sections should not be commenting shit unless you don't want to get shit back, because I'm trying to hold my tongue. I can't say a lot on my main in the comments because I get censored. A comment always gets taken down. But I really wanted to say that your mom should have aborted you. But clearly I can't say that because TikTok would have been like, oh my God, flag her on my backup account. Like, let's be for real. Your parents did not raise you like that. It's literally ableism. All you have to do is do research before you talk about someone with bipolar, before you start that's disgusting. You don't even know the people you could encounter at your jobs that are completely normal but have bipolar schizophrenia. And here you are talking about a man with bipolar schizophrenia on the internet. Some of you guys don't deserve to have jobs where you encounter disabled people, because the way you talk about disabled people is crazy. The way you treat them is insane. Like, that comment section was so nasty, and it came across my For You page. I wasn't even looking for it. That's a video that came on my For You page, because videos about me come on my For You page. And I broke down because I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? To literally read a comment. Imagine you're a child. Well, not like a child, because I'm an adult. But imagine you're that person's child, or, adult kid or whatever. I don't know how. What is a word that you call yourself? Because I don't like saying, these are my children, these are my kids, because we're not kids anymore, right? We're adults. Daughter. Imagine, that's a good word. Daughter. Imagine being someone's daughter, and you see someone make a compilation video of your father for money on the internet, and someone in the comment section says, I don't know how they let him have children. That would really mess you up, man. Like, these people have no empathy. No empathy. It just made me angry, because it's like, well, why did they allow your dad to give birth to you? And I can't say anything because I get censored, but it's okay for them to leave nasty comments like that. It's just so crazy. And then I just didn't do anything about the video, because I'm like, it's not even worth reporting, because then people are going to say, she got your video taken down, and then start blaming me and attacking me, because that video is utter disgusting. Why should a video using my dad's mental illness be up to make money? Right? But I have to let it. If not, then I get attacked. It's not fair. It's really not. Like, people don't know what someone is going through. Oh, yeah, TikTok's gonna be banned. Oh, another thing. Here's the thing that people fail to forget, and this is something that people don't use their noggins because they're stupid. When TikTok gets banned, we're still going to get paid. You do know that, right? Because TikTok, the payment is not from TikTok in the United States. Because ByteDance is the one that owns TikTok, and it's outside of the United States. Eventually, TikTok is going to stop working, right? Because when you don't have updates, right? Because they're not going to provide updates to TikTok when TikTok gets banned. Eventually, the bugs are going to build up over time, And when the bugs build up over time, TikTok is no longer be able to work. But in the meantime, while TikTok is still working for however long, we will still keep getting paid because TikTok has to still keep paying us because the ByteDance that owns TikTok is the ones that pay us, and it's outside of the United States, so we would still be getting paid. People fail to realize that. Someone mentioned that on their live stream, and I was like, okay, cool. They have to, because they have to keep paying us, because where the payment is coming from, the way creators get paid, we're not getting paid from TikTok USA. We're getting paid out of because it's ByteDance that owns it. They're trying to say that ByteDance is selling our information to China, which is not true. They provided no information. But even then, right, when TikTok gets banned on the 19th, they still have to pay us because the ban has nothing to do with payment. We're still going to get paid like normal until TikTok eventually stops working, because if you can't update an app, right, the bugs build up over time, and then the app eventually will just stop working. So eventually TikTok will stop working. But the thing about it is in the meantime, we're still going to keep getting paid. Like, I can still go live. I can still do everything like normal because TikTok is still going to be running until eventually it no longer runs anymore. Mind you, when they said remove TikTok from Apple stores, that means eventually when they move it from the Apple store, no one's going to be able to go search it up and download it. If you already have the TikTok app, you're good. You don't got to worry. But anybody that doesn't have the TikTok app will not be able to download it. They will not be able to go search it up in the Apple store and download it. But for us that already have it, we don't got to worry. The only thing that we're going to have to worry about is when it stops working, because there's no longer updates being provided. Even if TikTok sells, right? Let's say TikTok gets spared. Let's say TikTok gets sold. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be more censored and more watered down. They want to control the type of information we are being fed. And they don't like the fact that we are being fed information that they don't like, which is true information. So, even if TikTok gets bought, it's going to be way more censored than what it is. So, TikTok is not going to be the same, and eventually it's going to fail. Because people, content creators, influencers are not going to be wanting to be on a watered down, toned down TikTok. Like, yeah, once TikTok gets censored, that's it. Like, you know, I'm fine with it gone too, because the doxing, the harassment, what I faced, and TikTok doesn't do anything about it. Fuck TikTok. Especially the fact that black content creators get treated like crap. Minorities on this app get treated like ish. But then bigot live streams can stay up where people are being complete utter bigots. You had a guy flailing his whole dingaling. He literally had his whole dingaling on a live, and they never took it down. Several people, including Randall B. Gillis, who still is able to come back on this app after he showed his weed whacker. Thankfully, I didn't see that. Whew. Good thing I had him blocked. Someone told me, because they screen recorded. Basically, it was bleeped, but I don't think they showed it all. But yeah, someone sent it to me and said that he exposed himself on TikTok, which is so crazy. That's not even the half of it. I mean, there are certain moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm glad TikTok is going. But then there are moments where, you know, I think about the small businesses. I think about the disabled people who are on a fixed income that people don't understand about disabilities and fixed income. My dad has bipolar schizophrenia. He was on a fixed income. A fixed income means it doesn't go high or it doesn't go low. Now, Social Security does raise the payment of Social Security. Like, they'll say, oh, we gave you an extra like $100, like your Social Security is now going to be blah blah, but it's not much. And especially for a disabled person who can't work on a fixed income, it is so hard to live on a fixed income, because when you get a certain amount every month and your bills are more than that, tough luck. That's why a lot of these disabled content creators make content outside of their like fixed income, because it helps them survive. And a lot of the times you can't make over $2,000, which is another thing that I really don't like, because if you get Social Security disability, which is SSI or SSDI, Social Security disability benefits, there's only a certain threshold you can hit to make money. You can't have, well, I found out that there are, you can have a savings, but some people say you can't save too much in there. I don't know, because there was one live where they said, yeah, you can save. You can have a savings and you can save a lot. But then there are some disabled people that say you can't have a savings and you can't save. With my dad and knowing about Social Security disability and the fixed income, it sucks. Because a lot of these disabled creators depend on TikTok, but sadly they can't make over, like, let's say if they got 1,000, right? Which is what my dad gets, like 1,000 something. You cannot make over $2,000. Some disabled people can work like a part-time job because they can make a little extra money, but they can't make too much. If they make too much, they get cut off. And especially because sometimes some disabled people, if they work, they may say like, oh, you can work. And then they'll cut you off completely. And what do you do then? Not only that, the people that raise money for charities, also the people that have small businesses, that once TikTok goes, their small business goes under, because a lot of people had very successful businesses because of TikTok. And some of them sadly didn't build their businesses out of TikTok, and it was very hard to do so. And because TikTok was the most successful, I think about those people. I think about people that depend, especially because I saw one person say on my For You page, I got into the Creator Fund, help me boost my videos and watch them, because I take care of someone who's disabled and I need the extra money to help take care of this person who's disabled because I can't afford it. It just makes me think, It just makes me think about those people. Like, no, I'm not on SSDI. I actually had to get... Okay, so a while back, which was years ago, I tried to get it, but they told me that they needed my paperwork, which was my IEPs and stuff. So I went to the Albuquerque Public Schools, which is the main building, and we were going to talk to them about getting my paperwork. Now, your high school only keeps your paperwork up to 5 years after you graduate. So it was already hitting the 5th year mark when I went to APS to get my paperwork. The security guard said, you don't need to wait in line. He said, because, obviously it was probably going to take a while. He said, just go here to this website and get your paperwork. And I was like, okay, cool. So then me and my brother were going to get our disability, because my brother was having a hard time looking for a job. So he was going to fight his disability because, he was having a hard time getting a job. So he just decided to get his disability instead. It would help. And so anyways, then they said, because I filled out the paperwork, They tried to tell me that I marked that I was not disabled, which I was like, I never marked that when I was filling out for disability. Then my dad said, well, we need to get a lawyer. And then in order for us to get a lawyer, they needed our paperwork. And then I went to the website, and it was not the website he gave me. It was a website to help college prep. So what it was for is like people who are graduating, like who are getting out of high school and going into college. It's to help prep them for college, like to sign up for FAFSA, which everyone knows what FAFSA is, because I did FAFSA too when I was going into college. And I was like, oh great. I was like, Mom, he gave me this website and it's not what it was. Like, he told me completely wrong. And I was like, oh, forget it. I was not even going to try to go through the process of fighting it, because I'm like, you know what? F this, I said. Like, this is ridiculous, because now I was like, we can't go back and ask them for the information. And now how am I going to get my information? It's already after the 5-year mark, because they only keep your paperwork up to 5 years. So and because of my situation, you know, I make more money online, and plus I don't want to be stuck to a fixed income where I can only make so much. Like, my friend has to be careful the amount of money she makes, because she gets disability, because she can barely walk, even though she does work at Dave & Buster's, right? She has a part-time job. She just can't make too much, you know? I do have a friend that can't walk, that has to walk with a walker and crutches. Why would I lie about that? She is also verified. She got crowned on Musically, because she got so if you guys don't remember, Granny Coy Bundy is a weirdo. I have not heard that lady in so long, and she's the one who called me a weirdo. She's the one who called me a weirdo. Yeah, I do. Cause what happened is that she accused somebody, right? There's this guy that he goes live, and he was raising money for Toys for Tots. Then she tried to say that he was scamming. He wasn't going to, or I think he was trying to get toys, right? He was getting donations for toys so he could donate for Toys for Tots. And she went live and lied on him and tried to say that he was scamming people. So then I went into her live, right? She blocked me, mind you. And then, so then she had another live, I guess. She has another account, because Randall was on there saying, I wish I could have educated her. I wish I could have come up here so I can talk to you, because I wish I could educate you better. I'm like, first of all, you ain't educating shit, okay? I don't want to talk to your old ass. You're creepy. You always say, oh, she's a very beautiful girl. Oh, it's weird. Like, you're old enough to be my grandpa, and you're saying these weird compliments to me. And it was on her live. He was trying to talk to me. Then some dude has the nerve to hop up in the box. Some nobody searching for clout, which is why he probably has a large following, was like talking shit about me and started going in on me. Then Granny Coy Bundy and this killer go at it with him, because he just said some ish out of nowhere. A legit killer. Because he unalived someone drunk driving and blamed them and said it was their fault. Sorry. This was a Granny Coy Bundy live where I guess Randall was in the live, right? And then everyone started making the live about me because I commented, and they're like, oh my God, Tophia's in here. Oh my God, oh my God. And so anyways, Granny Coy Bundy was on Ellen. She was a dancing granny that ended up going on Ellen. So the internet knew her as the dancing grandma. She's an older lady that dances. She literally says some disgusting things about other black people, dark-skinned black people, where she called them blank babies. You know the term. I'm not going to say it, but she said blank babies to somebody. She's literally says some very disgusting things about people in her own community. She bragged about Dwayne Wade. She was on a live stream of a mutual of mine's. Obviously, mutuals don't mean friends, but anyway, she was on his live on Instagram crying about her likes being low, saying that TikTok doesn't push her videos out anymore. Then she bragged about Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union followed her, I guess, apparently. And she also got followed by Tyson Beckford, or he saw her video, because if you don't know, Tyson Beckford was the it model of the 90s, I believe. He was like, you have to look up Tyson Beckford. He was in the music video Unbreak My Heart. Tony Braxton, when he's driving the motorcycle. Tyson Beckford, you have to look him up. Yeah, you have to look up Tyson Beckford. Tyson Beckford, he's a model. He's a black model from the 90s. He is a very, very good-looking black model from the 90s. He was in the Unbreak My Heart music video when he crashed the motorcycle. That is Tyson Beckford. Anyways, Granny Coy Bundy went on this live crying about her likes being low. Then she was bragging about the celebrities that followed her. Mind you, people don't like her because she turned and started saying, she called black people from her own community blank babies. She hung around people who doxed people, considering a short little man who doxes people. Then she's had a lot on her. And so one time she had a live on Instagram where she was, right? And basically she had the comments off, but she had the questions on. You could ask her questions. And I said, why are you talking shit and not allowing people to give constructive criticism? Excuse me, I got a dry cough. I said, why are you talking shit and not allowing people to give constructive criticism? Because she was talking shit with the comments off. And the only thing you could do was leave a question. Then she says, you're weird, because she read my comment. She called me weird and couldn't figure out how to block me because well, that's ageism. I was going to say because she's too old to know how to block people on social media, but that's ageism. Anyways, she couldn't figure out how to block me. She was trying to block me, and then she said, well, never mind. And she gave up because she couldn't block me. And then ageism is like saying, ageism is a thing where you like say, oh, someone's too old to do something, like I just said. Like when I was going to say she's too old to block people. Like that's ageism. Or saying like, oh, you're too old to do that. That's ageism. Like when ageism is like, an example would be like, he didn't know how to work the remote control because of his old age. Like he's too old to know how to work a remote control. Or he's too old, he's too old to know how a microwave functions. Like that's ageism. Anyways, so I said, why do you have your comments off and not allowing people to give constructive criticism? She called me weird. She couldn't figure out how to block me on Instagram because she blocked me on TikTok. But she couldn't figure out how to block me on Instagram, so she never blocked me because she didn't know how to block me on Instagram. So she just left it. And I was like, because she read my comment. First of all, you're allowing people to question. She read my question. You're allowing people to ask questions because like TikTok, you can ask questions in the live, but she has her comments off. How are you gonna talk about people but not allow people from said live stream to come into your life and give constructive criticism? It's weird. You know, it's so weird. What the fuck is that? Is that a wig? What the hell? Did you put hair on him? I'm confused. You have to see this photo. It's funny. I was like, what the fuck? That profile picture. But anyways, it's just so crazy. But I haven't heard her name in so long, and I don't mention her because I don't really care about Granny Koi Bundy. LA, I already talked about the LA fires, and I think it's sad. I don't know. Today, I was doing fine, and then at the library, there's just, like, sudden sadness hit me, and I was just, like, sad. And then it didn't help because I kept seeing, like, the LA fires, and I saw, like, there was one video where this bunny didn't even know where he was at because he had fled from the fires, right? And seeing animals running from, like, the fire is so sad. It flurried, but it didn't snow. And then, I just saw people lost their houses, like, John Goodman lost his house, Billy Crystal lost his house. Who else did I say? It was John Goodman, Billy Crystal, Ricky Lake, Paris Hilton lost her house. Lost their house. Like, it's just so, like, seeing the animals, especially that bunny, like, he didn't, like, animals don't know, but they know something is up because they're fleeing, right? Obviously, they're running away from the fire, but seeing that, it was sad. And seeing people lose their house is sad. Seeing that 99-year-old man be like, I can't process the fact that my house burnt down. Like, I haven't even processed that. And it was just like sad. And especially having to see 99-year-old Dick Van Dyke, right? Because he had to flee his house. He said that he exerted so much energy trying to flee his house, he didn't realize he was crawling. And thankfully to the neighbors that helped him, he said he wouldn't have got out. He said, I would have not made it out alive because I didn't process, he said, I didn't realize I was crawling. I exerted so much energy that I started crawling, and I was crawling to my car. And, so basically, he was like, if it wasn't for my neighbors, because he said the 3 neighbors came and got me and my wife, and they helped me to the car, and I got away. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to escape. You know, I wouldn't have been able to evacuate. That's just sad. Like, you know. And it makes me think about, and I was watching too, what I also got sad. There was a whole living facility of disabled people that couldn't even get away fast enough, right? And it makes me think about the disabled people who are bedridden, the ones who depend on mobility scooters, that their mobility scooter is too big, and if they don't have transportation to transportate it, they have to leave it behind and it gets burnt. And then when they don't have the mobility scooter, right, they can't get around, and sometimes it's hard for them to get, like, people with mobility scooters, it's hard for them to get another scooter for transportation. And on top of that, seeing all these old people being pushed in wheelchairs, being rushed while there's a fire, is the saddest thing, because it makes me think about disabled elderly people and disabled people in general. You don't have to just be elderly, that can't escape fast enough because, you know, their disabilities. Like, it just makes me think, like, it's so sad. Like, what if you're laying in bed, right, and you can't get up fast enough and there's a fire, you know? But they can't get up and walk. That's the thing. You know? Like, they can't get up and move fast enough, especially disabled people. And it makes me think about all the people that, all of their, especially disabled people who depend on equipment, like, you know, equipment that helps them get around, and it's burning. It burns down. And then they have a hard time getting that equipment because sometimes the insurance doesn't cover that. Or sometimes insurance is shitty. And how are they going to get around if they depend on a mobility scooter and their mobility scooter burnt down? You know, and it takes them months to get a replacement, or it could take them more than months. It could take them up to a year to even get a replacement, and they're stuck bedridden. A lot of people fail to realize that a lot of these disabled people have lives. They're not just always bedridden. They get out and they have to live lives. Some of them that depend on mobility scooters have whole lives that they have to, like, you know, and when their scooter gets broken, or, you know, they can't get around, you know, they're stuck, bedridden. You know? That is just sad. And I feel bad for everybody who has to go through that, you know? No, I don't need a scooter. Are you an empath? Yes, I am, to an extent. Whenever I see someone sad, I get sad. I feel with their sadness. And it's not because, you know, it's just like, I know when someone's not doing right. And it's really weird. Like, I could feel like whenever someone that I've supported or, you know, talked to online and they haven't been on for a while and they just, like, you know, like, people take breaks, right? All the time. It's nothing out of the ordinary. They could take breaks for a lot of things. But I'll notice when that person starts, like, the mood changes or something, you know, they don't say it, but you can just tell. Like, they're not as active as much. And it's not just even not being active, because you could not be active for a number of reasons. But I always get these feelings like something's not right. Like, they're going through something hard and heavy, and it's like sadness. And then sure enough, they'll be like, yeah, I was having a hard time. I was going through something really hard, and that's why I took a break. And it's always like that. Like, you know, I don't know. I just think about people and I kind of get sad, and I don't want to do that. You know, there's a lot of things. But anyways, I need to get my portable charger out so I can charge my phone. You should be a tarot reader. Well, actually, I do have tarot cards, but I'm learning how to read tarot, and I don't know how to read the cards very goodly. I have to learn, because these cards, they were at the thrift store. They were like $7, so a while back I got them. Because my brother said, oh, they're selling these tarot cards at the thrift store. This was a long while ago. And so I was like, ooh, let me go see. So I got these cards because I was like, you know what? I watch tarot videos, like tarot card reading videos. And, you know, the ones where they like, you pick a pile and then they tell you, like, basically how your week's gonna go. It's not like telling the future, basically. Some people do try to tell your future with tarot cards. But, anyway, so I was like, I really want to learn how to read tarot cards. So that's why I got it. So I was like, you know what? I like tarot. And I want to, like, collect crystals too. I'm like, you know, do a reading. Well, I can't, because obviously you can't see and you can't pick a card, and I have to look up what the meanings of the cards are. But I don't know, because usually some tarot decks, they have like a booklet that tells you basically the meaning of the cards. When I bought this, somebody was like, yeah, we just got some books in that might go with that it's not like for that specific deck, but like, you know, for the tarot cards, it's about like tarot cards or something like that. And I was like, oh, cool. But I just left it because I was like, you know what? No. Like, some of them, they come with a little booklet that tells you, like, this is what these tarot cards mean. Right? I was going to buy some tarot cards, like brand new ones, because there's this one person that does tarot readings on YouTube and designed her own tarot card deck. And the illustrations were so beautiful. And I was like, but then I was like, I don't know. I didn't have the money, and then, you know, I never just, so I bought these ones because I'm like, you know what, it came in a really cool, like, velvety, it was a black velvet pouch, and on the pouch, let me see if I can get it, it has like a dragon or a tree, like the tree of life. I think you guys know what the tree of life is, like that tree of life. And so I bought these because I just bought them to learn how to read tarot. So that's why. So yeah, I have tarot cards. But they have like, it came in like a black velvet pouch. And it has, I need to get my charger out so I can charge my phone. So yeah, and I just carry them with me. Yeah, it has like a tree, like the tree of life, and it has a purple decoration engraved, but it's a black like pull strap pouch, and the pouch basically is yeah. What the heck? So, yeah. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to get off soon, too, so I can get, like, worm and stuff. But, yeah, I can't do it because, obviously, you know, you can't see, but it is crazy. Let me plug this in. I forgot, man. I went to the restroom and I unplugged my stuff and I didn't plug in my portable charger. I didn't plug it back up and I forgot to. And it has like halfway charge, which is great. But it's just like, man, it's not fully charged. And then on top of that, I forgot to put my switch back on the charger. I was like, no. But it's okay. It has enough charge for me to be able to play it. But, you know. I'm like, no. I do enjoy a good Long John Silver's meal. I don't like fish, but I will F up their chicken, okay? Their chicken planks are the greatest thing since sliced bread, like chicken planks. Oh, look, it's fully charged. What do you know? Now I'm gonna turn it off because it was on. Okay. Let me turn it off because, you know, I gotta be kind of careful with how I handle things. But yeah. You're vegetarian? Oh. Oh. I'm not gonna talk about anything. You're gonna get blocked, and I'm gonna get off anyways because my phone is charging and I got videos I gotta go watch. I'm gonna put my headphones in, I'm gonna get off, and I'm gonna go watch videos. You're gonna tell me to do nothing. You know what's funny is that username keeps commenting shit, and I'm not even responding to it. Like, oh, Wesley never liked you. Like, why are we still talking about someone who's not on the app? It's giving obsession. What videos? YouTube videos. What type of videos did you think I was gonna go watch? Oh my god. I'm gonna go watch YouTube videos, because there's this guy I watch. I tell you guys about him. I don't know if he's posted anything yet. I don't know when he posts these videos, because I don't know when he gets stuff in. But I was telling you guys about this website, Starfire. And it's a website that you pay to get, like, celebrities' addresses that you can send stuff to them and they'll sign it. And I looked because I was like, let me see if Dave Grohl's on there. Dave Grohl is on there. From the Foo Fighters. And he was originally in the band Nirvana with Kurt Cobain. Anyways. No, they don't. Okay, so what it is it's like, you know how I like Comic-Cons because you can meet the person and get an autograph, but these are addresses that you can send to celebrities to have them sign photos. These are not like it's not like their actual addresses, because obviously why would they dox themselves? Or maybe it is, I don't know. But if there's a chance you might not get something because they may no longer be at that address anymore, but it's a legitimate place where you can pay to get celebrities' autographs, and they do know that they're being sent autographs or sent pictures to sign. So basically, you can look up anybody. You can look up directors, actors, singers, and basically send them something, and they will sign it. Some people, because you pay, some people do charge. Like, some celebrities will tell you have to pay for their autograph. You pay for the website, but some celebrities will be like, even though you paid for the website, you still got to pay for the autograph, right? And so anyways, like, why do you say we know where you sleep? I know who you are, and I know where you sleep. So I wouldn't even be, because first of all, didn't somebody get doxxed in this live stream by the name of Wendy Chu? I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the mods from Discord that I have information on and know where you sleep. So it wouldn't be wise to be making threats to someone when they have all your information to provide to your local police. Now, would it? I mean, continue to keep harassing me. And maybe you could say you're not a moderator from Discord under those fake accounts, but I still know who you are. You act like I don't know who you are. I could tell who someone is by the way that they type. And it wouldn't be wise considering the fact that I have all your information I can provide to the police. You guys think I don't have your information, so saying like, oh, we know where you sleep, or we know where that so-and-so sleeps. Okay. So what if you know where so-and-so sleeps? I know who you are. Like, making threats like that, I could literally just screenshot that and send it to the police and you'd be donezo. So why are you literally making threats like if I can't provide your information to the police? And the only reason being is for documentation. So it's further proof that you keep harassing me. Not because the police are going to do anything, because it's harassment. You don't think that I'm one click away from contacting your employer and you could lose your job. So let's not make threats. Okay? Let's not do that. Some of you guys, I'm letting you continue to have a job. I could have ruined your whole entire lives, but I choose not to. Oh, well, even if you're not Wendy Chu, I still know who you are. It's not that hard to figure out who it is. The way you type, the way you text, the way you use my family's profile picture. Like, you don't even do anything original. It's already easily able to know. So, not you. I'm not talking to you. Anyways, guys, my phone is charging. I gotta go. Have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. And yeah, I need to get comfortable, you know. But have a good day or night. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, guys. Bye, guys. Yes, I know I can't read tarot cards. That's what I'm learning. And it's always great to take up something and learn. Right? Right? Like, you could still take up something and learn, you know. Bye. Have a good day or night. Thank you for liking, commenting, gifting, watching, and subscribing. And I will see you guys later. Yeah, so I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Have a good night. See you guys later.